Look, friend, you don't have a goal setting issue, you have a systems issue. And we can sit down and look for pictures and create goals and goal set all we want and create that vision board that you beautifully print out or put on your desktop wallpaper on your phone. But at the end of the day, if you don't have a system that you create to help you reach these goals and show up consistently, then you really just have a pretty picture and a dream. So today I'm going to show you how to create systems in your life so that you can easily show up, get to work, and do these things consistently so that hopefully you not only hit your goals, but you surpass them. Creating systems, or what I also call routines in my life and in my business, and tracking the actions that you need to take can help you have a better way to achieve the goals than just setting up the goals and hoping and expecting to achieve them. Without routines and the right habits that you create, your chances of succeeding are so slim, which might mean that you are stuck in the same place right now that you were last year with the same goals that you wanted to achieve. So if you just set those goals and kind of forget to do the activity and the extra work, the deep work that it takes to reach them, then chances are they're not working for you, which is probably why you're watching this video. So if you create the goals, you also need to create the system, the routine to do the things you need to do consistently that are going to compound and begin to get you on the trajectory to hit those goals. Now, I'm going to teach you how to create the routine and the system to achieve the goals that you want to achieve, but it involves careful planning, intentionality, strategy, being able to show up consistently, and also adapting. So here's a step-by-step guide to help you establish a routine that supports the goals that you are setting. The first thing we need to do might seem so obvious, but you need to define the goals that you want to hit. I always talk about making sure that they are measurable. We also want to be able to track how well we are doing and how we are showing up and what's working and what's not working so that we can adapt and make sure that what we're doing is actually working. So the first step is going to seem very obvious, but you have to define the goals and not just write down what you want to achieve, but make it measurable, something that we can track to make sure we're showing up consistently, to be able to see how well we are doing, what's working and what's not working. So when you're defining your goals, you have to be clear and have clarity in the way you articulate what it is, whether you're writing it down on a piece of paper, you're putting it somewhere digitally, or you are actually finding those images and the things that you want to achieve to help you be able to manifest. But again, it's got to be measurable. So be specific with what it is that you want to achieve and set that realistic time frame. And you've got to write it down somewhere. You've got to have some kind of place that you are constantly seeing what this thing is and keeping your goal in front of your face. The next thing we're going to do is, after you've defined your goal and articulated it and created a measurable way to know when you've achieved it, is we're going to break the goal down. We're going to divide your overarching goal into smaller, manageable tasks and actions that you need to take in order to know that you are stepping through the things you've got to do to get there. And what this does, as you spend a little bit more time with your goal setting, is it makes the goal less overwhelming and allows you to focus on one specific action at a time that you are stacking and able to compound so that you're going to get to the goal that you want. Now, before we move on to the next thing you need to do, if you want to learn more about how to actually do this step by step, I teach this in my Winning Your Week method, where not only I am going through helping you create the right priorities for your life and your business on what actually matters to you, because that's very individualized to each person where they are in their journey, but I teach you how to go through the steps of goal setting and planning and tracking and making sure that you are on the right path. And so if you're interested in finding out more on how I can help you more one-on-one, really create the most amazing plan for your week that you can show up every week and just win week after week, and again, compound those results, then check the description box below for a link to give you all the details about winning your week and how I've used this method to win my week over the last decade, building 5 businesses that are making millions, and I barely have to work. All right, now that we've got that out of the way, after you define your goal and you break those goals down into tasks that need to be done in order for you to achieve that goal, the next thing you need to do is prioritize the tasks that you have written down under those goals. So identify which tasks are going to be most critical to achieving your goal, and then prioritize them based on the importance of that task and the impact it's going to have on you moving forward into reaching your goal. Now, once you've prioritized it, you have this list, it is organized in a way based off importance and impact. You want to create a daily and weekly schedule. And this is going to allow you to allocate specific time slots in your day and in your week for working on goal related tasks that you've already ironed out and you've already planned out. And be realistic about the time that you have available. Again, this is something that I teach you in Winning Your Week, but the first thing that we do is something I call a time audit, because everything you do happens in the context of time. And we all have a different time supply and demand, and what we have to get done throughout our week, and what open slots we have to be able to work on projects and work on goals that we're trying to achieve. So it's really important that you allocate specific times in your open blocks of time that you have throughout your week, where you don't have something specific scheduled, where you know this is my work block and these are the times that I have to really chip away at the tasks that I have to reach the goals that I want to reach. Now, what you're also going to find as you're creating your daily and weekly schedule is that you're going to have certain things that need to be done consistently or recurringly. So we want to try to perform those goal related tasks that we have to do every single week, so we really can batch them and create a routine within our week for those things we need to do. This helps us consistently form habits that make it easier for us to stick to this routine. So, for example, if you are somebody who wants to increase your social media presence, you need to be creating content, you need to be active on social. This is something that needs to happen over and over again. And so, create a routine that you schedule in your day or in your week that you are batching this type of work. And what's going to happen is if you create a routine on how you're going to show up on social, you show up, let's say Thursday at 11 a.m. in your work week, and you're going to just show up and go down the list of the routine that you have for creating content or for showing up on social, right? And so it's important to not only have all these tasks for you broken down on how you're going to achieve this goal and what those step-by-step things are, but if there are things that are recurring, create a routine for that thing. Make it same time, same day of the week if you can, and you can show up and do that deep work and forget about everything else that you have. And you have it pre-scheduled on your calendar that that's the day and that's the time that you're doing this work. This allows you to easily show up and execute because you've already done that preliminary work of thinking about what are the tasks, what order do I need to do them, when should I be doing this, how often, and it just makes it so easy for you to just show up on Thursday at 11 a.m., open that routine, what are the steps, and just start taking action. The next tip I have for you when it comes to these things is something I call habit stacking. So, what this does is it helps you integrate goal related activities that you have into your existing habits or routines that you're already doing. So, for example, is if your goal is achieving more exercise, right? You want to move your body more. Something that I did was I already know that I'm working at a desk for a certain amount of hours a week. What I did was I bought a sit stand desk and I bought a walking treadmill and I added the movement of my body while I'm doing some work and I'm just habit stacking. I already know I'm going to be at my desk. How can I incorporate something that is a goal that I want to achieve and this activity into the habits and routines that I'm already doing? And this next thing is probably the most important thing that I think people do not do, and that is to track your progress. You know what the goal is, you know the tasks that you need to do, whether it's recurring, whether you're able to habit stack, but I want you to track your progress. because keeping a record of your daily and weekly achievements is going to help you build the momentum and the motivation to stick with it. And this not only helps you stay motivated, but it also provides insight into what strategies are working and not working for you. So if I had set a plan to do my walking at a certain time of the day, but I'm also scheduling a lot of Zoom calls, for example, and I know I need to be really focused, it's probably not a good time for me to be walking and multitasking, right? And so when you're tracking and you're seeing maybe you're missing a lot of these tasks or these habits that you're trying to incorporate into your life and your business, try to figure out why, what is going on. And as you track, you'll be able to have the data to make informed decisions based off numbers and facts, as opposed to what you think is working and what isn't working. Tracking is a huge piece of my success and being able to really see like, wow, I'm getting a lot more done than I thought I was getting done because I can see the numbers. Or, hey, I've done a lot of this work and I'm not getting to where I want to be. And because I can see it numerically in front of my face and how I'm tracking it, I can then make better decisions in real time and really make those informed decisions on what things I need to tweak and what I need to change. So, like I said, setting goals is the first piece. You've got to define what those goals are and get a little bit more detailed on what that's going to look like. But that's usually as far as people go. And setting goals is super exciting and gets you motivated. But in order to achieve goals, that requires habits, consistency, routines and systems, the effort that you're putting in, the energy and the time that you need to allocate for those things to happen. And you've got to realize that they require action. They're not just going to happen if you set your goal. So once you set those goals, you want to focus on your systems. What systems are you creating? And think of systems like the plans and the action steps you need to take to really make sure you're taking one step at a time, right? The only way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. And those are the things that are going to get you to achieve your goals. But goal setting is really important because if you don't know where you want to go, you can't kind of reverse engineer what those tasks and action steps need to be. And if you can create those system and the routines to be able to get there and to track your progress, you're going to be so much better off and so much more likely to hit those goals than the people that are just setting those goals. So before we kind of end this video, I wanted to talk about what systems I'm putting in place and just give you an idea of what are the things that I'm looking to do to really systematize the way I'm achieving my goals. So the first thing is I'm batching my content. I have planned out all the steps that I need to take, what day of the week and what time I'm going to be doing that, and how I'm going to batch my work for creating content. The next thing is I want to get even more organized than I already am and using my calendar and really being intentional about here's the time that I've got. This is my time supply. How am I going to use this time most effectively with the important and impactful tasks that I need to get done in order for me to continue to be on the right path to hit the goals that I have. The other thing that I am doing is really working on limiting my distractions. So that might mean having an app blocker on my phone or removing all the notifications on my phone or using do not disturb during the times that I'm doing some deep work and making sure that my team or the people that I work with know when are the times and the hours that I am not available because I'm doing these very important tasks and impactful tasks for me to achieve the goals that I have. So again, being very intentional with my time, getting more organized, creating routines, scheduling them out so I know when I need to show up and that I'm not going to be distracted. And one of the biggest shifts that I have done to really help me stay focused is to really think about creating the processes and not so much worrying about the results. Because again, we can create goals and hopefully surpass them. But if we're not focused on the system and the processes that we use to get the action done that we need to get done, it's not just going to be given to us. So I'm focusing more on the processes that I'm creating and the way I'm showing up than necessarily the results. And by limiting how often I am, by having these processes in place and showing up and taking action, the results are going to come on their own. So Think about the results that you want, set those goals, but go back and think about how you can create routines, how you can habit stack. What is the time that you have allotted to be able to get these things done? How are you tracking your progress? And again, like I mentioned, all of these things is what we teach you in Winning Your Week. So if you want to find out more information about that, make sure you check the description box below. I hope this has helped you think about at the beginning of this year, you might have set some goals, right? We're already towards the middle end of February, and some of us have fallen off track. And the reason why is because we haven't done the additional work to create a process and a system for us to really make sure that not only are we setting goals, but we're creating the system in order for us to achieve it. So I hope this helped you think about what steps you didn't take and what you should do when you can go so that you can go back to your goals and really think about how you're going to start to achieve them. I am always here cheering you on. There's a ton of great, amazing value and free things in the description box below. And if you love this video, tell me what you loved about it. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you in the next one.